Okay. So, well, no wonder I couldn't speak. I feel like somebody kind of has fallen off the beaten path in some way. I do want to say I do feel in February. Now, I am doing this reading in January, technically. So when I do a reading, the energies may already be taking place. But um, there is a transition period, I think, when it comes to love for quite a few of you going on and possibly something coming to an end. And that's why there isn't communication, especially with the death card here. One thing is I feel there's something about timing. Time is of the essence, or somebody, I'm getting possibly bad timing. There may have been a person that, and that's what happens in February. They come into your life and the timing is off for whatever reason. Maybe they're just here temporarily, or maybe, you're already with somebody, but there could be somebody that comes in, and that, but I feel like there's a risk that somebody possibly may take that could be detrimental in some way, in terms of love, in terms of a relationship, where maybe the timing is off, but they're going to take the risk anyway. Because this Fool here, especially in the reverse to me, this can definitely be, somebody that's kind of out on their own. They're kind of thinking more about themselves. The sign of Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces may be of importance, especially here with the Two of Cups. And I also feel that possibly Aries may be of importance. But I feel like somebody is possibly playing with fire. It's as if they're maybe emotionally unattached, or possibly taking a risk about something regarding someone's emotions. It might be your emotions, or you might be taking a risk. But there's definitely, it's almost like, I feel for somebody that with the Fool in reverse, it's almost like there's lack of communication, lack of emotional communication. There's inactivity. I don't know why. I feel like they have possibly disappeared. And they may have disappeared because there's a challenge here. There's other people involved. I'm looking at this as a family. Now, they may have also disappeared because maybe there was, what one person wanted is not what the other person wanted. You had different ideas regarding love, or what love is, or maybe somebody wanted to move in together. The other person wasn't ready. Maybe somebody wanted children and the other person wasn't ready. There's just kind of, and I'm also getting, well, let me finish that thought. There could be just a misalignment of what, love would look for you in versus what love would look for them. You were on different paths is the message that I'm getting. Now, I also feel, though, that somebody possibly, especially with the Six of Pentacles, this death may be, especially here with the Ten of Cups, which represents a family, this is the end of the Cup series. And I feel like somebody is starting something fresh or new in February. And that February is a big turning point. Somebody may have kind of been more feeling like maybe somebody treated you as if like they were up here and you were down here, and to me, what that means is kind of like they gave you pieces of them. Now I want to say, yes, this could be kind of in a narcissistic, dominating kind of way. But another way to look at this also, though, is I feel like somebody gave them pieces of you because that's all they have to give. Not that they are narcissistic, but that I feel like there's something about the home or the way that they grew up or their family, because this is in my challenge position. So this is in reverse practically in my reading. So it could be, sometimes I see this as like a broken home or, maybe the parents, just something wasn't right, or the way that they saw love, they gave you what they could. Or in February, they're giving you what they can. So there may need to be some adjustment of expectations if you want to continue in this relationship where it's more of they may act like they're up here, but they're kind of more emotionally, like in reverse here. They're more upside down. It's almost like they may want you to think they're like this when they actually feel like this. And I feel like somebody isn't even sure of what they're feeling. They're having a difficult time, or it could be that they're running. They may have disappeared. Now, I think that somebody may also have an issue I get with drinking that may be affecting communication or a relationship. So I think that for some of you in February, some of you are going to be like tired of kind of this, which to me also comes across as like kind of very immature, or it could be just that they're naive, or they don't really know much better. But I feel like you may get tired of this, and that's why this is coming to a close, and there's something new and promising coming in. The Death card definitely represents endings. The 13, but that also gets reduced to a 4. So this represents beginnings too. And you may already be in the process. So some of you may in February already be here. There may even be, especially when I'm focusing on the scales, like there already may be some legal, like a divorce or something going on for somebody. But for some of you, it's not regarding necessarily a marriage, but there could be something legal going on that's affecting the relationship somehow. Or this could represent like, the divorce. But for some of you, this is a new beginning, like, you're already going through the transformation. So some of you may be meeting somebody new in February, and this is a pivotal point for you. This is like a turning point, this Death card. But this represents change, transformation, and also kind of finding new meaning in love, or in what you're wanting in love. Now, so it's going to be like, I feel that some of you are in different areas of this. Some of you may already be divorced, and some new energy is coming in February. And you're letting go of the past. Now, I am also getting, because of this card, and it's in the challenge position. There may be somebody from the past in February that returns. Like they just kind of come strolling in, or maybe they call you up. They send you a message. They've been incognito, but all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I was just so silly and I acted like a fool and I'm sorry. Can we get back together? I mean, there's a possibility of that. And you may already be with somebody, by the time they return. And for some of you, I feel like with this being the underlying theme, there's going to be a negotiating phase, where it's give and take. Where if you've been treated like you're down here, there's the possibility of it, you being up here. I mean, I always say no relationship is 50-50. I mean, there's, we try, or 100 and 100%, how people say, I give 100%, you give 100%. But, it's a balancing act. But so there could be somebody returning who actually thinks they have a shot, of getting you back. And, I think that for some of you, you're like, no way. You can come back, but, there's the door. I can see somebody saying that. For others, I feel like it's negotiating. And when I add all these numbers up, it's interesting because I feel like there's something about timing being off. I apologize if I said that already. I also hear time is of the essence, but there may be a third person because everything adds up to a 12, which becomes a 3. There may be a third person that comes in to help mediate or negotiate or see if you can start, something fresh still with this person. So this could be, it could be a third person from the legal regarding a legal situation, a mediator. But it could also be a new phase, or something has to change in this love relationship or lack thereof in order to get love from this person, or in order to give love. And that this death could be the ending of an old way of thinking, like the death in terms of it's positive because there's still hope here. I just got spring. What is that? Spring hope springs eternal. I hope springs eternal. That came from somewhere that has some meaning for somebody. So it is going to be different. But I do want to say this in terms of if somebody returns, don't just move forward like, gangbusters and blindly. Okay? Because I feel like I'm getting like somebody needs to possibly ask for forgiveness from you, or there has to be, I don't mean that they have to. What I mean is that that's what you would like, or maybe it's the other way around and that's what they would like. You'll know how this scenario fits in your life if it does. This this isn't going to apply for everybody, but this is, listen to, I'm hearing a bell. Like I don't know if I feel like this is almost like an SOS. I don't know if somebody's on a boat, or a cruise, but but I'm hearing the clanging of the bell. So that to me can mean that this is like a warning sign. If somebody returns and they're like, all apologetic and time, they have to prove, no, they're telling me not to use the word prove. Okay. But trust or their sincerity and their dedication to kind of turning things around, they have to show themselves. They have to don't just take them at face value. It's going to take some time for this to heal. If there have been some wounds or emotional wounds. And maybe that's all that this meeting is about, is for somebody wants to apologize to you. And then you go your separate ways. But it's going to be different. Because I do feel like some of you have already gone your separate ways, but somebody could still return. Could also be that, this is where free will comes in. What are you both willing to do? And it might take that third person to help negotiate. So, that you're able to, there's the sprinkling of the hope of something new that may be developing. Because death is an ending, but it can be an ending of a phase. It can be an ending of something. Doesn't just necessarily mean, look, someone had, the relationship, the love has ended, or it's dead, or it's, because it's also a transformation period. It's also a new beginning. So the new beginning could still be a different beginning with this person. But yes, the obvious way to read it would just be, yes, something has ended. But, and it's over. It's done. It's over. And, something is moving on. Or you're moving on. And, but as we know, as something ends, something new begins. And when reading for thousands of you, it could be that you're able to get things back together. Could be that, no way, I'm moving forward with what I have. And there's hope for me. See this yellow? But it's kind of away from you. It's beginning. I'm finding my own path and planting my seeds for myself and releasing this lack of emotion or inability to express your partner, the inability to express themselves. So, but this to me is definitely a turning point. Something's definitely changing, transitioning, and, creating positive changes. There is the potential for creating positive changes. That is what I'm hearing.